Yeah, I'm going to be interested to go back there and look, John, and see whatever gave you the idea that two cars were going through that chicane, and what else gave you the idea that I was going to give up the position.
Well, you blocked me first of all, so I thought you're going to block me on the inside and I'm going to go on the outside. That's fair enough. You didn't have to give it up. Two cars can go through that chicane. I went through too wide with somebody else later on in the race. It's just you haven't got enough talent to do it. That's alright, that's fine. I'll remember for future. You're a guy that blocks and then punts when the other guy's passing you. That's fair enough.
No block and punt. That's called a defensive line. I went to the inside because if you go back and look, I ran up on the back of Tim and I was flying going into the last corner. So I lifted rather than run into the wall, and you thought that meant you were going to run by me. So I just ran a defensive line and you turned down into me when you should have just waited. But, you know, screaming nasty names at me definitely makes it better.
Yeah, it's just ironic how I can go too wide round there with a lot of people, but I couldn't with you, obviously.
All I can say, bro, is it ain't my job to let you pass me. It's not my responsibility to make ass work. It's yours.
It's no, we were too wide, side by side, going into the corner, right? You wanted that to happen just as much as I did. It's up to you to stay on your side of the track when that happens, right? As the same as me to stay on my side, and they did that. You obviously didn't, and that's what happened.
You can feel that way if you want. I ran the fast line from the slow entry, so, well, like I said, it's up to you. If you want to risk your race on lap one on an extremely, like, 0.00 probability pass, you can do it all day, brother, but I promise you, 9 out of 10 times it's going to end up just like that.
Yeah, and also have a look at the block as well. You moved after I made the move to go to the inside, so that in itself is a block. You was positioned on the left-hand side of the track. I moved to the right. You moved to the right to block me, so that's when I went on the left-hand side of the track. It was a block, first of all. You just literally didn't want to give that place up. But that's fine, Mark. I know I can't race with you from now on. I got to give you 10-foot room because you're going to have it all. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. You can try to justify it all you want, but you're just a bad sportsman. It's fine.
I'm not the one screaming nasty names out at you, but if you think...
No, of course you're not, because you're the one that punted me and you still carrying on the track. You put me in the wall, so I'm going to be the one that's saying the nasty names because you put me in the wall. Now, if I had put you in the wall, you probably would have done the same thing.
Fuck you. I ran a defensive line. You tried to overdrive the car. It didn't work out.
No, it's not a defensive line. It's when I go into the inside and then you move over to block my entry into the inside. That's not defensive. That's called blocking. If you're going to run the defensive line, you need to be a defensive line before it happens rather than block. You've got to do it before.
Okay. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm looking at it. Let me see if I can take a neutral spot on this. I'm looking at it from John's perspective. So he's up behind you. You're on the left. You move to the inside, and then Mark, you react. But that's fine because you hold it, and that's cool because he goes to the outside. Now into the braking point, you guys are side by side, and he's actually ahead of you going into the corner. And it looks like you go over the inside rumble strip, Mark, and you lost it and barely tapped his right rear fender. But I mean, I think he gave you enough room though. But he was ahead of you into the corner, so I think it probably would have been his. Oh yeah, he gave you enough room too. I'm just, as my opinion, obviously everybody has one, right?
Yeah, I have no idea what David was saying, but yeah, there was no way that pass was going to work. But you know, whatever. I got wrecked out before the green earlier today, so you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, you got wrecked out before the green, so it gives you...
I mean, it wasn't anything like completely blatant. It's just a racing incident, you know. I mean, you did block, and that's fine because that's accepted. But it looks like when he went into the...
I have no idea what John's going on about for 5 minutes at a time, but I don't. David, if you had something to say, John, David's not going to let you say it, so you know, whatever. But you know, I don't know what to tell you. You want to think it's a block? Protest it. I don't care. Feel free.
It's just racing, guys. Just racing. I've had them too, so. Anyways, you guys have a good one.
Again, I have no idea what he's saying, but I'm not seeing anything out of you, John. I'm just seeing David's mic light up, so whatever he said. He can be agreeing with me. I can't hear him. I muted him during the race. Okay, well, like I said, if you feel like I blocked you, please, by all means, I'm begging you, protest it and see what happens.
He just went out of his way to be a dick.
And I definitely appreciate a wide berth from everybody, no matter what they think of how I drive. I would appreciate.
Oh man, you're boring me.
I'm looking forward to that.
How I control.
You shouldn't have any more problems, and you shouldn't have to scream and call me a cock anymore. If you can sell the wide berth to everybody else in here, I'd appreciate it. Give me the worst rep ever. Tell everybody that I will wreck them on purpose. If it makes them give me space, I like it.
Yeah, of course you would, because it'll save you ×4 then from punting and stopping and passing you.
No punt. I went on a straight line through that corner, and you tried to go around me, and there just wasn't space. I'm not going to break and slow down and let you pass me just because you want to. Just like I'm not going to punt Tim because he got slowed up by the car in front of him. I mean, you're mad because you ended up behind me and then you wanted by and it didn't work out. I don't know what to say.
This guy, he is a complete and utter moron.
You know, the interesting thing that I'm seeing here is when you went from the inside to the outside behind me, we were closer than when your car spun. So you should look at the chase view of my car, because there was less room in the back when you crossed me than there was between me and you going through the chicane.
As all I were you is words for you justifying that you just can't race fair too wide round a corner. You just, nothing else. You just can't say anything that's going to make this, you know, fine. You can try to justify it, but it's just not going to work. At the end of the day, we could have gone too wide round there quite fairly. I had the run on you, you blocked me, I had the run on the other side, and then you had to spin me around because you didn't want to lose a place. I'd rather you just fought better too wide round a corner and see what happened on the other end, but you couldn't do that. That's fine. Just don't try and justify it with crap. It's pointless.
I'll make a deal with you. I won't argue with you about it. You don't scream nasty names at me. Is that fair?
Yeah, well, you don't punt me, then I won't have to. You know, I won't do it, will I? They want a nasty name. It just sums you up perfectly for what you did. To be perfectly honest with you.
Okay, so you're calling me a cock again.
No, I just said no, what you did was that. Yes, if that's what you want to believe, sure. But you know,
you can continue to call me that as many times as you want. But I can tell you, you made a bad choice, and fortunately for me today, it hurt you, not me. Congratulations, good race. Call me a cock. I'll say it for you. I'm a cock. Does that make you feel better? If we get in this scenario again, trust me, nothing will change. I will do the same thing again, and either I'll work out or we'll wreck out, and it's your choice. So give me a wide berth or don't.
Oh, I'm going to have some serious fun with you. This is going to be brilliant.
Feel free. If you think it's fun, I mean, giddy up. If you think you're the first hardhead I've run across in here, you're sadly mistaken. I gave up on making sense out of the stuff people do here a long time ago.
I'm not a hothead, little boy. I just like to play with people like you. I think they're so much better than everybody else. It's brilliant bringing somebody down off their pedestal.
I don't know what pedestal I'm on, and I don't know how you're not a hothead screaming, you fucking cock.
I did not say the F word.
Okay, well maybe where you're from, cock is like pal, but here it's not.
I don't know, you seem to like it because you're saying the word an awful lot. It makes me worrying about you, actually.
Okay, all I'm going to tell you, bro, is good race. I'm content with my finish. Hope you are with yours, but if you're not, that's your problem, not mine.
I did, I went from last to 5th. I had a really good race.
That's sweet. I finished in 4th, thanks.
Well, there we are. Even after punting me, you can still only be 1 place ahead. God, you're awesome.
I'm glad it was only 1 place ahead, because then you could think how, oh man, if I'd had longer, I could have caught it, and I could have got the position back, and I could have showed him what he is, because I summed him up perfectly.
Hey, wait, are you having an aneurysm or something? Are you okay? Somebody for cone line then 1. I think he's dying.
If you think anything you can say is going to matter, you're sadly mistaken, because your opinion means less than 0 to me. So you can call me all the names and say whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care, John. If you think your reputation is pristine, you should ask around.
Oh, I know mine isn't. I know that for a fact. But the irony is that you don't care about anything I'm saying, but you're still here trying to justify everything. It's so funny.
I haven't said anything about justification in a long time. I just told you I'm perfectly content with the outcome, and that if next race, if you want to try this again, I'll be on tomorrow, because I'm not going to run the next race tonight. But if you want tomorrow, you can get on. I'm going to run the 10 o'clock Central, probably the midnight Central, and you can try that move as many times as you like.
And you're still talking.
You're here.
Yeah, I am. It's fun.
I'm having a good time too, so I'm somehow less than you because I'm still here. You're here on the high road, right? Calling people names and screaming at them and all that.
Didn't scream. And I called you 1 name, but you just continued to keep using the word over and over again.
Okay, so again, you're better than me, John. You're a better racer. You have better race etiquette. You would have given up the position because you take the high road. I mean, high road John. That's just what we're going to call you from now on.
No, I wouldn't have.
Calling me the nasty name on the screen there, and pitching a fit because he wrecked himself and didn't like it.
No, I wouldn't have given the position. I would have gone too wide round that corner without contact. That's why I'm better than you. And I don't sit there spending 3/4 of an hour trying to justify punting people to pass.
No justify, no pass. I was ahead, you tried to pass, you failed. I wasn't trying to pass you, you were trying to pass me. You failed. I don't have to justify anything, and I'm telling you, there is no need to justify because given this scenario again, I would change nothing.
So you're admitting you're a dirty racer then, and you just hit people if they try to pass you. Okay, and you do it again. That's brilliant. I'm sure this will be perfect.
What I'm telling you is I'm not going to deviate my line because you're making a bad choice. The only way that I'm going to check up there is if I'm 100% sure you're going to spin through there. I'm going to slow down, I'm going to let you spin off and drive by.
Yeah, so you refuse to go too wide round a corner, you'd rather bump the other person off and take the line. That's fine. You're admitting it, that's good. Now it's progress. Now we're getting somewhere.
If you feel that way, I'm telling you that I am not going to deviate my line to let you pass just because you want to.
Yeah, that's fine. It's right, you understand it now. You can't drive too wide round corners. That's good. So what we need to do now, we need to change your way of thinking slowly so you get to the point that you can have good races with people without hitting them. This is all good. We're learning. This is good.
Okay, if you say so, I'll say it. You want me to say it for you? I can't drive too wide through the corner. I don't have the skill to drive as good as John does. So everybody that's listening here and all the people on your little stream, John, I want y'all to hear this. You never want to be too wide in the corner with me because I'll fuck up and wreck you because I have no skill. It won't be intentional, I promise you. It'll be 100% accidental, but I lack the skill. I do have the skill to finish ahead of John, but I don't have the skill to do it driving too wide through a corner.
It's not just me that can go too wide round corners. There's several other 1,000 people playing the game as well. And don't try and put me on a pedestal thinking I'm much better than everybody. You know, it's just there's not everybody. There's a lot of people better than me, and there's a lot of people that can race too wide as well. So don't think I'm a god. You don't need to put me up there. I'm just an average man.
No, you're on a pedestal. You're better than everybody in here. And as far as the thousands of people, I'm proud of them, but there were only 3 of them that managed to finish ahead of me.
Ah, this is brilliant. This is possibly the greatest end to any stream ever. Oh, fucking hell. Oh.